Hey guys, it's June and today I'll be installing some crochet here. So I'm really excited because I've done a few crochet videos in the past, so I think this will turn out really good, but I'll be using this here. I always really like the way crochet comes out, so I'm excited to see how this one will come out today. I'll go ahead and start braiding down my hair, and I'll move in a little bit closer so you guys can see. So I'll do pretty big braids. I'll do one braid, this braid right here, and then I'll also do a braid this big. So I'll have two braids. So I'll have two braids right here. Just kidding. This is actually the crochet. Comment down below if you actually believe me, or like if you've seen my previous videos and you were confused, because I have relaxed hair, so my natural hair doesn't look like this. But oh my gosh, guys, doesn't this look so real? Let me show you guys crochet, and I have absolutely zero leave outs. This isn't that is all crochet, 100% crochet. So now I'm gonna show you guys exactly how I did this, because this hands down is the best crochet installation I've done to date. So let's just get right into the actual video. Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. So I'm really excited for this video today, and yeah, so let's just get right into this tutorial. Okay, so now this is my actual braiding pattern. It's actually kind of similar to what I was talking about in my fake intro, but yeah, this is my real hair. I do have waist length relaxed hair, and I have a few videos talking about how I was able to grow my hair this long. If you're interested, this is the most up-to-date one in case you're interested in like hair growth and all of that stuff. But yeah, anyways, let's just start by braiding cornrows going straight back and stopping like halfway back in my head. And as you're braiding, it's really important to take into account where you want your parts to be. I'll have a middle part right here. I'll have a side part that'll be exactly right here. And then I'll do it again on this side. Just making sure that it would look normal if the part was right there. So yeah, I like my parting right there. So I use that to guide how I braid my next braid. And I use this for determining my braids for the middle part and two side parts. After you braid those braids that will be braided based on where your parts will be, you will have just enough space left on the sides for two braids. So I went ahead and finished braiding two braids on both sides. I just continued by braiding two more braids on both sides, and as you can see, I started combining every two braids to help me transition into the back. So for the back, I kept it as simple as possible. I started from one side, took two braids, connected them into one braid, and then continued that one braid along the back of my head horizontally. And then I did the same thing on the other side, where I took the first two braids from that side, connected them, and then continued them across the back of my head horizontally. Then the same thing again from the other side, taking the next two braids and then continuing them horizontally after combining them. And then same thing again on the other side, connected the next two braids and braided them horizontally. And then here I was running out of hair at the front to connect, but I still had a lot of hair at the back, so I just started a braid without connecting it to any of the braids in the front, and I braided horizontally at the back of my head. And then I took my last pair of braids from the front of my head, connected them into one braid and braided horizontally again to end up with this braiding pattern. I like this braiding pattern a lot because it was really simple, but it worked out really, really well for the crochet. Okay, so now I am going to crochet down these ends so that they're not sticking out. And for this, you also have the option of just sewing down the ends of your braids, but I just used my crochet hook that was already there to crochet the ends of the braids in between the cornrows and lay them in between so everything laid flat like this. Okay, so the hair I'll be using is this Cuban twist hair. I can already tell that it's gonna look really, really natural, so I'm excited. And yeah, so let's just get started. One thing that happens a lot with crochet is that it's very easy for it to look really, really poofy, like unnaturally poofy. So I'm going to take small pieces and spread them out. The pieces already come pre-clumped, but I'm gonna divide each of them into two. What the texture is looking like. The hair isn't very soft, like I can tell that from the onset. The hair was also just a little bit too long for me, so I cut off a few inches to get it to the length I wanted. To crochet, it's really simple. You just grab the latch hook, place it through the braid, and then you grab your hair. I like to loop it around my finger and use my finger to help glide the hair through so that all of it goes in. And then you close the latch, pull it through, pull the needle back up, do the same thing. I use my fingers to help glide all the hair through, and then I pull it through the loop and then close it. With one knot, it's really secure, and that's how it's looking. And I'm just moving on, and for the next piece, as you can see, I'm not putting it that close to the last one. You do not need to cover up every inch of cornrow. There will be gaps, and that's okay. I also just wanted to quickly demonstrate that if you don't have a crochet hook, you can just use a bobby pin to crochet the hair as well. And you can already see how full it's getting. This is just 3 pieces. Okay, so now I'm about to do my invisible part method, and I'll show you guys how I'm going to do that. Very, very simple to do the invisible knot method. What you want to do is, okay, so since this is my part, you start by taking your latch hook and go up from under the braid. That's very important. You go up from under where you want the part to be, and then I already put my finger there, looped it around to help me glide the hair in, and then close the latch, pull it through, and then now what you're gonna do that's different is instead of pulling all of the hair through, you're only gonna take half of it and pull just that one half through. So the other half is still out there. And the purpose of doing that is so that this half covers the knot. Can we move on closer? Wow, the knot is like actually been kind of hidden. It looks like part of the braid. But anyways, there's the knot. In most hair textures, you'll be able, that knot would be very apparent, but this hair is hiding that so well. What this will do is this piece that goes over will hide that knot and the cornrow. So I'm gonna continue adding more, and then you'll see that this cornrow will just disappear and it will look like this is growing straight from my scalp. So I just continued the invisible part, doing the same exact thing, looping it and only taking half of the hair through. Guys, it looks so real. Yeah, and then I went back in and added a piece closer to the front. I don't know if you could tell, but I was using slightly smaller pieces up here for the invisible part. But I actually changed that and decided to use the same size that I was using for the rest of my head. I just divided it in half just to make this faster. And also it makes it easier to take down if your pieces aren't tiny. And look how natural this is looking. Like every time I do crochet, I just get amazed by how much you can do with cheap synthetic hair. Like this only cost me $5. And while we're here, if you're liking this video, be sure to give it a thumbs up and subscribe. I was looking through my analytics and I noticed that over 90% of the people that watch my videos aren't subscribed. So if my videos are helping you, subscribe. It lets me know that like you are enjoying this and it motivates me to keep on making them. Me too, sometimes I just forget to subscribe to someone that I've watched like 3 of their videos or like 10 of their videos and followed all of their tutorials. Sometimes I just forget to subscribe, but remember to subscribe. Support your fellow people. This might even be too much, so I'm taking out one of these pieces. Don't be afraid to take out pieces if you notice that it's getting full, because the thing about this hair is you can have gaps underneath. This hair is so thick that there's no way you can see the braids underneath it. And now just sit back and relax and watch magic unfold right before your eyes as I show you how to finish the rest of the invisible parts. This is in HD that I'm this close to this camera too, and you still can't. Wow. Okay, so I just went out to get some water, and so first whenever my hair was down, my family knew that my hair was down, and then I braided it, right? And so I had my cornrows in, and then I went out and everyone saw me, my mom saw me with my cornrows in, and then I came back and then I finished up this half of the crochet, and then I just went back outside. My mom looked at me, she was like, how are you braiding your hair? Are you taking it down? Because she thought that this was my real hair. So we're already fooling people. And now here I have finished up all 3 parts. So now I'm going to show you what I did on this side to make it look really natural, like even up close. I'll do that on here just so I can put it in like a little cute top bun or something. This is my first time like trying to do all this stuff with crochet. Literally, usually I'm just like 30 minutes crochet, but now I'm taking my time trying to add some new features to the crochet. So I only separated it in half. It's about this big. I'm going up from under so that I won't make the middle part look weird. As close to the beginning of the braid as possible. And then I latch here. Look how perfect that looks. That was so easy too. But anyways, yeah. So that's what I do to make it go right there. Okay, so that actually came out extra perfect for the camera. I don't know. The first 2 were actually that perfect. The 4th one came out more like how my first 2 did, where it took a little bit more work. And basically I just used my fingers to separate the strands a little bit more so it doesn't just look like clumps that you crocheted there. You can just watch and replicate what I'm doing to make it look flawless. Look at that. You cannot tell me that isn't growing from my scalp. Let's get back a lot. I'm gonna go ahead and finish putting in just enough pieces to fill in the gaps, but no more. And yeah, let me just do that. I'm on my 2nd pack and I still have a lot left for my 2nd pack. And if you notice, I always start with the front of my head, not the back, because especially with crochet, you want to start and do the important parts first, the parts where you know you have to put crochet here, and then do the rest later, so that you only add just a tiny bit to make sure that you have enough to cover the cornrows underneath and no more, to avoid it being like overly bulky. So now you can stop here, but I'm about to do something pretty cool to the back. I'm gonna try and do the invisible part along the back so I can be able to pull this up in a high ponytail or a high bun. The way I do this is very similar to what I did in the front. I pull the hair up through going up from under where I want the invisibleness to be, so going up from on top of the braid in this case, and I pull it through, and after I pull it through I only take 1/2 of the hair to pull through so that the other half can cover up the knot and the braid and be seamless. And that braid there will just start to disappear as I continue doing this along the back perimeter of my head. I don't know why I've never tried it before, but it actually worked really well. And also, have you ever wanted a directory where you could just find really cool protective style inspiration and ideas? I've been wanting something like this for the longest time, so I was like, let me just start one myself. So I started this thing called the Black Hair Encyclopedia. For right now, it's an Instagram page, and basically I'm just going to be sharing black hairstyles and inspiration. So if you're interested, you can go follow that just to have a place where you can find good black hairstyle inspiration really easily. I feel like a lot of the Instagram accounts that I've been following have just become really spammy. So yeah, I just wanted to create just a regular page with no spammy stuff and just good inspiration. As you can tell, it looks so natural and just beautiful. This is the hair straight out of the install without me like cutting or styling it in any way. It took me about like an hour to do the actual crochet part. Usually it takes me like 30 minutes, but like I said before, this is my first time trying out these new features and adding the stuff in, so I feel like the extra 30 minutes was worth it. You can put in some type of high ponytail in the top. You can also try some type of high bun. Keep watching to see all the different hairstyles that you can do with this hair. I tried to think of as many as I could on the spot. This is insane. I just have to keep getting close so you guys can understand why I'm freaking out right now. I also tried doing like some little twists to the side. Now I'm going to transition into showing you guys some of the cool things you can do with putting the hair up. So I took out some pieces from the front perimeter of my head to help cover up, because I didn't do the whole invisibleness along the whole front perimeter. Like the top looks natural like I was showing you guys before, but I didn't do that on the sides, so I left that part out. And then I also just positioned the hair in a way that would cover up the gaps where there wasn't crochet, since I didn't crochet onto every inch of the cornrows. and the back still look perfect, even behind my ear. Like everywhere just looks perfect. And look at this bun, it just looks so natural. Like, yeah, everything, it just worked out really well. Bun looks really natural. Then I tried something else, trying to give you guys ideas of things you could do with his hair. I took some Ankara fabric that wasn't even a head wrap, but I found it from leftover clothing that we were trying to make and just wrapped it around my head. So yeah, you can use like some type of head wrap to wear it in a bun like that. Then I tried something else that was really cool. I tried braiding the front of my hair. Like, yeah, so I just braided the front and then continue to braid down along so that I could cover up the front area there as well. And look at that, it looks so nice. And then I braided the other side as well to give myself some 2 braids, and then I took the 2 braids back up to get this. No one can tell you that this isn't your real hair. Go to show up every day with a new hairstyle, having so much variety. No one is ever gonna even question that it's not your real hair, and you have no leave out. That's the best part, because you can have versatility with crochet, but a lot of times you have leave out, and I feel like that for me defeats a lot of the purpose of a protective style, because the parts that you have are out aren't being protected by the protective style, and it's kind of harder to, like, for instance, grow your edges or grow your nape if those areas are constantly being left out. I also tried doing something with like 2 braids or something. I didn't braid it very well, but trying to just show you guys that you could do something there at the top as well. Make use of your 3 parts up there. Show people that you have scalp and that this is real, even though it's not. But yeah, this is me whenever I was filming my fake intro for you guys. Let me know if you guys were fooled, if you're gonna try this. This is this hair in action on my Instagram, and then I just started posting on TikTok. TikTok is actually a lot of fun. But yeah, you can find me there, both at Sharon Koifman. Thank you guys so much again for watching. Don't forget to subscribe if you haven't already, if you like videos like this, and I'll see you guys in the next one.